Did you we like to highlight a lot of the growing pains here.
Sure.
Because, this is relatively new. We've talked to other people with businesses, 5-7 years.
Yeah.
You're on the higher end of the people we've talked to so far. So did you have a lot of growing pains starting this out, or was it pretty easy going?
There were the growing pains that we experienced were really the ones that we didn't even know they were going to happen. A lot of it would come with things like expenses that you have no way how to account for. Like, I have no idea how much to budget for this or budget for that. A lot of like with vehicle maintenance, or how much money do I need to set aside in case something goes wrong with our building we're leasing that's not covered by the landlord. I was pretty blessed, I would say, to being in the space I was at before. I had already networked and made a lot of contacts, as I'm sure Tony did. I knew a lot of the county workers and SASs. And I had access to a bunch of great people that I'd worked with. And I knew, quite frankly, that the biggest issue that a lot of DSPs have is pay.
Yeah.
So my goal when I opened on day one, before we opened, was I believed firmly in that Bernie Sanders $15 minimum wage. So I had a goal that our company, I'm tired of DSPs making $9-10 an hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So our DSPs, we pretty much drew a line in the sand and said they're starting out at 14, and by this year, they'll all be at 15 and above. And I feel like it's paid for itself because our turnover ratio is like pretty much non-existent.
I will say, goodness, it is good to see that people stick around there. And I mean, we even have a couple of your employees who work residential part-time for us.
Okay.
And I'm not one for poaching.
Sure.
We never did that, and never would want to do that.
Yeah.
And I would always probably come to John first, like, look, such and such is trying to come on, and how do you feel about it? But this person is such a great worker.
Yeah.
And she's happy where she is here because she is being satisfied
right
there for the majority. And I'm like, that is good. And even like we are higher than the city and the state average in pay. The city's average is $978. And the state of Ohio, the average is $1017. We're around $1076 is what the number comes out to be, which is fairly good for a DSP, especially for a newer company offering healthcare and some of the we're also in the ERN now. So we're providing a whole lot of extra services, but. I mean, you are so right that we need to be able to get on that level of giving our DSPs the props and pay for what they do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there were times we lost DSPs to Walmart because Walmart's paying $13-14 an hour.
I know, that's frustrating.
Yes, and it's hard to compete with that because we are at the salary cap. But I mean, I tell anybody who's listening, anybody who will email, write letters if that's the old school thing to do, picket, petition, look who you vote for, because Medicaid is not just the person on welfare who's not trying to work. It is the individuals that we serve. And I think that needs to be yelled from the rooftops.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Hey, this is Tony.
This is Paul coming at you from the Friends for Life podcast.
And we're a go.